All right, so get this. You ready for a deep dive
I'm ready.
into some seriously unique territory? We're taking on Chapter 1 of the Knowledge Book.
The knowledge book, huh?
Yeah, and it's
I heard things.
really anything but ET, a typical book.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, first of all, we're talking about old school pamphlets.
Pamphlet.
Like those instruction manuals you get with with furniture and stuff.
Exactly. And it was published back in 1984.
Okay.
And the biggest thing is that it claims to contain the core truths
Wow.
of all the world's sacred texts.
All of them. That's a pretty bold claim right out of the gate.
It really is.
Yeah.
And what I find really intriguing is how ambitious this book is.
Yeah.
It's not just presenting spiritual ideas, it's
Right.
laying out a whole cosmology.
A cosmology.
Of a map of the universe and how we fit into it.
Okay.
And it does all of this using a really interesting blend
Oh, yeah.
of spiritual and almost scientific term.
Interesting.
It makes for a very fascinating.
But also a little perplexing read.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, right from the start,
Yeah.
it's talking about these universal authorities
Okay.
who are revealing divine codes.
Divine codes.
And it goes on to address our world friends
Our world friends.
who are apparently ready for this.
Oh, here we go.
Golden Age.
The Golden Age.
It's like someone took ancient teachings
Yeah.
and combined them with a message
Okay.
beamed from some futuristic civilization.
A strange mix.
It really is.
Yeah, for real.
But you know what?
What?
That blend of the ancient and futuristic,
Yeah.
it's consistent throughout the whole chapter.
Interesting.
So it starts by talking about this single God
Okay.
who created all beings
Yeah.
equal
Equal.
and desires their happiness and evolution.
Okay. Standard stuff so far.
Right. But then it throws in these concepts like spiral sounds activating our third eye.
Spiral sounds.
Got it.
What are we talking about here?
Oh, it's not every day you come across a phrase like that.
You're telling me.
So I have to ask, what exactly are these spiral sounds?
Well, the book doesn't exactly define them, but I think based on the context,
Yeah.
these spiral sounds seem to be connected to some kind of higher knowledge or
Yeah.
energy
Higher knowledge or energy.
emanating from this
A
source.
source.
It calls the central system.
A central system.
It's almost like these sounds carry information or vibrations
Okay.
that can influence our consciousness.
Well, it's like a cosmic frequency
Exactly.
that we can tune into.
That's a good way to put it.
It reminds me of some
Yeah.
New Age ideas about vibrations and energy fields.
Exactly. It connects to the book's description of a place
Oh, place.
called the Land of Eagles,
Land of Eagles.
where these highly evolved beings gather,
Okay.
almost like a,
Like a meeting ground.
yeah,
Got it.
cosmic meeting ground for these enlightened souls.
So this central system
Right.
at the Land of Eagle
Seems to be the source. This source.
of these spiral sounds,
With-
which, according to the book,
Yeah.
play a role in directing various powers
Okay.
and influencing our development.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how these pieces might fit together. But
Right.
if this central system
Yeah.
is for these super evolved beings, what about us?
What about us regular folk?
Regular people. Yeah.
Well, that's where the concept of divine triangles
Fine triangle.
comes in.
Okay.
The book suggests that these triangles form in proportion
Okay.
to humanity's collective consciousness.
So the more we evolve.
It's almost like we as a species
Yeah.
are building these cosmic structures
Really?
through our thoughts, our actions, and our level of awareness.
So the more we evolve individually and collectively,
You got it.
the more these divine triangles come into being.
Yeah.
It's like a cosmic feedback loop.
Yeah,
Our growth influences the universe and vice versa.
that's a great way to put it.
And it all ties into this book's message of interconnectedness.
Okay.
That everything is linked from our individual thoughts and actions
Right.
to the vast cosmic structures of the universe.
It's all starting to feel a bit less perplexing.
Yeah.
A little more like a very intricate puzzle.
Exactly. And the book encourages us to engage with it actively,
Mm-hmm.
to ponder its meaning,
Okay.
and draw our own conclusions. It's not simply about accepting the information at face value,
Right.
but rather delving into these layers of symbolism
Right.
and metaphors.
Speaking of symbolism, let's talk about that third eye activation
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
What exactly does the book say about that?
It's not super explicit,
Okay.
but it hints at the third eye being a key to
Right.
accessing hidden knowledge.
Okay.
The book suggests that as humanity enters this golden age,
Yeah.
our ability to perceive and receive information
What?
from these higher realms will evolve.
So the third eye might be a metaphor for like expanded consciousness or intuition.
And it's interesting how it ties this evolution
Yeah.
to the concept of conscience
Conscience.
as this universal scale
Oh, okay.
that guides our actions and determines the consequences we experience.
Interesting.
It suggests that aligning ourselves with our conscience
Yeah.
is key to accessing this higher level of perception.
And it goes even further.
Does it?
Yeah, it says that the administrators at the top are responsible
Oh, wow.
only for the professional order, not for the moral order.
Interesting.
So it's not about blindly following external authorities,
Right.
but developing our own internal compass.
That's a pretty bold statement.
It is.
Yeah.
And it aligns with this whole emphasis on individual empowerment
Oh,
and
cool.
self-realization.
Right.
It suggests that each of us has the potential to access this inner wisdom
Yeah.
and make choices that contribute to our own evolution and the evolution of humanity as a whole.
Okay, so it's not all sunshine and roses, is it?
Not exactly.
There's a bit of a catch.
A catch?
Well, this whole evolution thing,
Yeah.
it doesn't exactly sound like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
The book mentions a period of exam
Oh, yeah.
and some difficult conditions facing humanity.
Difficult conditions.
Yeah.
So this transformation.
It acknowledges that this transformation isn't going to be easy.
Oh, wow.
The book suggests
Yeah.
there will be challenges and tests that we,
Okay.
as individuals and as a species, will need to overcome.
Interesting.
It even goes so far as to say that mankind
Wow.
is the only planet that hasn't fully evolved yet.
That's a pretty sobering thought.
It is, right?
Yeah, like we're the stragglers of the cosmos,
The stragglers.
still figuring things out
Yeah.
while everyone else,
Has already graduated.
yeah, graduated to some higher level.
Yeah. But the book also emphasizes that we're not alone
We're not alone.
in this process.
Oh, okay.
It talks about these missionaries
This is
spreading knowledge
Okay.
and assisting humanity's evolution.
So are these like literal missionaries going door to door
Yeah.
with copies of the knowledge book?
That's a great question.
Or is it referring to something more symbolic?
The book isn't totally clear on that point.
Hmm.
It could be referring to individuals who are actively sharing the teachings,
Okay.
but it could also be alluding to the transmission of wisdom and knowledge throughout history,
So
through various channels and individuals.
that's a really good point.
Yeah.
I think that's worth highlighting for our listener.
Yeah.
That it's not necessarily saying that you need to go out
Uh-huh.
and find someone with a special title to guide you.
Right.
Maybe the missionaries are the books we read,
Yeah.
the ideas that resonate with us,
Mm.
the experiences that shape our understanding of the world.
Absolutely. And that ties into this whole emphasis on individual responsibility.
Okay.
We each have the capacity to seek knowledge,
Uh-huh.
to develop our understanding, and to contribute to the collective evolution of humanity.
And that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
Right.
We're not just talking about abstract spiritual concepts here.
Right.
We're talking about ideas
Yeah.
that have the potential to change how we live, how we interact with the world,
Mm-hmm.
and even how we see our place in the grand scheme of things.
Precisely. And that brings us back to the central mystery
Oh, yeah?
of this book. Who
Yeah.
wrote it?
Yeah, who wrote this thing?
The chapter attributes itself to multiple sources,
Multiple sources.
including the Pen of the Golden Age,
Pen of the Golden Age.
Mustafa Mullah from the Central System,
Mustafa Mullah.
and even Mevlana.
of Lana.
You might know him as Rumi, the famous Sufi mystic poet.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of names for one book.
It really is. And then there's the dedication to spiritual mother Rusar.
It's all so cryptic.
It really is.
The authorship is definitely a puzzle.
Yeah.
These multiple attributions and the dedication, they
Yeah.
add layers of intrigue, making you wonder if this book is the product of a group
A group.
or tradition
Okay.
rather than a single author.
And the way that it uses capitalization.
Yeah, the capitalization
Yeah.
for seemingly random words.
Yeah, like conscience or professional order.
It almost makes it feel like a sacred text.
Great.
You're right. Like we've stumbled upon.
That stylistic choice
Yeah.
definitely adds to the enigmatic nature of the book.
A cosmic treasure map
Yeah.
full of these cryptic clues and profound insights.
It's like it's trying to mimic the language of revelation
Yeah.
or ancient wisdom,
Exactly.
adding an air of importance to certain concepts.
But before we get too lost in the weeds here,
Yeah, good point.
let's try to ground this a little bit for our listener.
I think it's important to emphasize that.
Yeah.
While this book presents a grand vision of the universe
Mm-hmm.
and our place within it,
Okay.
it also offers practical advice
Practical advice.
that anyone can apply to their lives. All right, so let's unpack that a bit more in part 2 of our deep dive.
That was good.
We'll explore what actionable advice this book offers
Right.
for navigating this golden age
Yeah.
and how the listener can actually make sense
Good idea.
of all this cosmic information.
All right. I'm ready for part 2.
Me too.
Okay, so picking up where we left off, let's explore what this golden age might actually look like
Yeah.
based on the clues we find in this first chapter.
Yeah, because right now it feels like we're dealing with a lot of abstract concepts
Right.
and cosmic metaphors.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how this translates into practical terms for our listeners.
Well, one thing that jumps out to me
Yeah.
is how the book positions itself as this guide.
A guide?
Yeah, for those
Makes sense
entering
now.
the central system at the Land of Eagles.
Okay.
It even mentions people wearing special outfits
Special outfit.
once they achieve sovereignty.
So it's not just about understanding these ideas intellectually.
Right.
It's about embodying them and reaching
I
a
guess
higher level of being.
almost like graduating to a new spiritual level,
Right.
complete with a wardrobe change.
A wardrobe change.
It's suggesting a tangible transformation.
Oh, wow.
And this central system seems to be
Yeah.
a key part of this golden age.
This central system.
Remember, it's described as a place where
Yeah.
these highly evolved beings gather,
Right.
perhaps a representation of a higher plane of existence
Okay.
or a collective consciousness
Oh, wow.
that we can tap into.
And what about those spiral sounds
Oh, yeah, the spiral sound.
we were talking about earlier?
Yeah,
Do they play a role in this transformation?
it seems so.
How so?
The book suggests these sounds carry information
Okay.
and influence our development,
Interesting.
possibly even acting as a form of communication
Communication.
between those within the central system.
So like a cosmic language.
It's almost like a cosmic language
Wow.
that we can learn to understand as we evolve.
So imagine this. You've worked on yourself.
Yeah.
You've overcome all those challenges.
Right.
And you've reached this higher level of being.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the land of eagles,
Okay.
rocking your new sovereignty outfit.
Yeah.
And suddenly, you start picking up these spiral sounds.
Yeah.
What do you think that would feel like?
It's hard to say for sure,
Yeah.
but the book hints at a level of understanding
Understanding.
and connection that goes beyond
And,
our current comprehension.
wow.
Perhaps it's a state of pure knowing,
Pure knowing.
where information flows directly into your consciousness,
Wow.
or a sense of unity with all beings.
It's a pretty mind-boggling concept.
It is.
But also kind of exciting.
Yeah.
It's like the book is saying that we have this incredible potential
Yeah.
within us,
just waiting to be unlocked.
just waiting to be unlocked.
And it emphasizes
Yeah.
that we have a choice
The choice.
in how we approach this evolution. Remember that line about mankind being responsible for its own fate?
Yeah.
It suggests that we're not just passively drifting towards this golden age,
No way.
but actively shaping it
Shaping it how?
through our choices and actions.
So no pressure then.
Right. But seriously, how do we make those choices?
Yeah.
The book mentions telepathic connections
Yeah, okay.
and intergalactic communication through mediators.
Is it suggesting that we'll all be mind reading and
Oh.
chatting with aliens in this golden age?
Well, it's certainly hinting at a future
Yeah.
where communication transcends
Okay.
our current limitations.
So maybe not literal telepathy
Right.
or alien contact?
Yeah, maybe it's a deeper level of connection and understanding.
A deeper connection and understanding.
Imagine a world where we can intuitively grasp each other's thoughts and feelings,
Wow.
where empathy and compassion
Okay.
flow effortlessly.
That sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah, it does.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
The world today feels pretty far
Far.
from that ideal.
Yeah.
The book even acknowledges
Yeah.
that there are harder and more difficult
Right.
periods ahead.
How do we reconcile that with this vision of a golden age?
It's a good question.
It's important to remember that transformation often involves challenges and growing pains.
Okay.
Think about a caterpillar
The caterpillar.
transforming into a butterfly.
Yeah,
It's not a comfortable process.
you're right.
Similarly, the book suggests that humanity's evolution
Yeah,
won't be without its difficulties.
right.
It mentions a period of exam,
Yeah, and the period of exam.
suggesting that we'll be tested along the way.
So we're talking about global upheaval,
Uh-huh.
potentially even some kind of cosmic test.
That's pretty intense.
It is.
So what advice does the book offer
Yeah, what advice?
for navigating these turbulent times?
I don't know.
Well, it repeatedly emphasizes
Okay.
the importance of overcoming
Overcome it?
negative thoughts.
Okay, negative thoughts and fears.
It suggests that these negative emotions
Mhm.
are obstacles to our growth and evolution.
Oh,
You remember
interesting.
that line about depressions, sicknesses, and fears
Yeah,
being caused by an imbalance of conscience?
I do remember that.
It's like the book is saying
Right.
that our internal state
Our internal state.
is reflected in the world around us.
So if we want to create a more positive future,
Mm-hmm.
we need to start by cultivating a more positive mindset.
Exactly. It's about recognizing the power of our thoughts
Okay.
and choosing to focus on hope, possibility,
Yeah.
and solutions,
Okay.
rather than dwelling on negativity and fear.
So it's not just about our individual well-being either.
Right. Remember, the book also talks about the
Yeah.
greatest sin
The greatest sin.
being the enmity of the human being towards the human being.
So creating this golden age
Yeah.
isn't just about individual transformation.
No.
It's also about fostering unity and compassion
Exactly.
in our relationships with others.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness
Okay.
and working together to overcome these challenges we
Well,
face as a species.
But it's not just about being nice to each other either.
No, it's not just about that.
No.
The book also challenges us to question the structures and beliefs
Okay.
that create division
Oh, wow.
and inequality.
Okay.
Remember how it mentions that sex discrimination
Yeah.
astonishes those in other realms? It's like it's calling us out
Yeah.
on our outdated and harmful social norms.
So it's about challenging the status quo,
Uh-huh.
breaking free from those societal conditionings it talks about,
Right.
and creating a more
A more just
and equitable.
and equitable world.
Precisely. And it suggests that this isn't just a
Not just...
social or political issue.
Okay.
It's a spiritual imperative,
A spiritual imperative.
aligning ourselves with conscience,
Okay.
as the book describes it,
Yeah.
means striving for balance and harmony,
In all aspects of our lives.
all aspects.
Including our social systems.
It's interesting how it connects this inner transformation
Mm-hmm.
with outer change.
Yeah, it's like it's saying that we can't create a better world
Right.
without also becoming
Right,
better
right.
individuals.
Better individual.
And vice versa.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful cycle
A cycle.
of interconnected growth and transformation.
Okay.
As we evolve individually,
Yeah.
we contribute to the evolution of society.
Right.
And as society evolves, it creates a more supportive environment
Yeah.
for individual growth.
Okay, so we've got a lot to work with here.
We do.
We need to overcome our fears,
Yeah.
cultivate a more positive mindset,
Mhm.
build unity and compassion,
Yeah.
and challenge outdated social norms.
That's quite the to-do list
It is.
for creating this golden age.
But we don't have to do this all alone, right?
Right. Remember, the book doesn't suggest
Okay.
we have to do this alone.
Okay.
It talks about guidance from higher realms, support from these unseen forces,
Mm-hmm.
and the power of collective action.
Collective action.
It even encourages us to seek knowledge
Oh, yeah.
through logic and science,
Logic and science.
suggesting that these tools can be used to unlock
Unlike.
spiritual truths and
Right.
solve the problems facing humanity.
So it's about integrating different perspectives,
Mm-hmm.
using all the resources at our disposal,
Yeah.
and trusting we're being guided and supported in this process of transformation.
And amidst all these cosmic metaphors and mystical pronouncements,
Right.
there's a very practical message here.
Okay.
This golden age isn't something that just happens to us. It's
Doesn't
something we actively create
We actively create it.
through our choices, our
Right.
actions,
Right.
and our collective will.
It's almost like we're being handed a toolbox
Yeah.
filled with
Filled with both
both what?
spiritual and practical tools.
Okay, spiritual and practical tools.
And it's up to us to use them wisely
Yeah.
to build the future we want to see.
And it's a future worth fighting for.
It is.
Imagine a world where communication flows effortlessly,
Yeah.
where empathy and compassion are the norm,
Hmm.
and where we've transcended.
But we've transcended those limiting beliefs
Yeah.
and social structures that hold us back.
That's the vision this book is painting.
It is.
And it's a vision that resonates deeply with me.
Me too.
But there's still one piece of the puzzle
Oh, yeah.
that I'm grappling with.
What's that?
The book's cryptic language
Yeah.
and symbolism.
Yeah. All the metaphors and the symbol.
How do we make sense of all the codes and riddles?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Yeah, it keeps mentioning.
And it leads us to an important aspect of this book,
What's that?
the act of interpretation.
So we've talked about this golden age,
Yeah.
these tests and challenges.
Mm.
the importance of both individual and collective evolution.
Right.
But how do we crack the code of the knowledge book?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's filled with this cryptic language and symbolism
Yeah.
that feels like a puzzle box.
You're hitting on a crucial aspect of this book.
What's that?
It's this act of interpretation.
Interpretation.
It's not just about reading the words.
Right.
It's about actively engaging,
Right.
pondering their deeper meaning,
Okay.
and drawing our own conclusions.
It's not like the book shies away from this.
No, not at all.
It specifically mentions messages
Yeah.
written as codes
Odes.
and solved as riddles.
It's almost like it's designed to be a spiritual treasure hunt.
A spiritual treasure hunt.
Yeah.
Imagine this. You've got this ancient map
Okay.
leading to some hidden treasure.
Okay. I'm with you.
But the map is full of these strange symbols
Yeah.
and cryptic instructions.
Yeah.
To find the treasure, you need to decipher the map's language.
Right.
Understand its hidden meanings.
Exactly.
That's the challenge the
Yeah.
knowledge book presents.
And that very act of engaging in that process, that's the transformative part.
The transformative part.
As we grapple with the book's cryptic language,
Yeah.
we're also grappling with our own assumptions
All right.
and limitations.
Okay.
We're expanding our consciousness
Right.
and deepening our understanding.
So it's not just about what the book says,
No.
but how it makes us think.
Exactly.
And one of the things that I find really interesting
Yeah.
about the book's language is this unusual capitalization.
Yeah, the cabbage
Words
stuff.
like conscience
Conscience.
or professional order
Yeah.
are capitalized seemingly at random.
It does make it feel kind of sacred, doesn't it? It does.
Ancient scripture.
Exactly. Like it's mimicking the
Oh.
language of ancient scriptures.
It's as if it's trying to elevate the language itself
Yeah.
to imbue certain concepts with a sense of importance
And importance.
and mystery.
Okay. So we've talked about the challenge of interpretation.
Yeah.
The book's unusual language.
Let's bring this back down to earth a little bit.
Okay. Good idea.
What are some practical takeaways
Yeah, some key takeaways.
our listener can glean?
Right. Amidst all these cosmic metaphors
Yeah.
and cryptic pronouncements,
Yeah.
there's a wealth of practical advice here
Advice.
for navigating life
Okay.
in this golden age.
Okay, for navigating life in the golden age.
Or even just for becoming a genuine human being,
A genuine human being.
as the book puts it.
It's interesting how it connects those two things.
Yeah.
Individual growth
Uh-huh.
and this larger transformation.
It suggests that they're inseparable.
Inseparable. How so?
Our individual evolution contributes to the collective evolution
Okay.
of humanity.
Okay, so our individual growth helps humanity evolve.
Yeah.
So let's talk about individual growth.
Okay.
One thing that really stood out to me
Yeah.
was this emphasis on overcoming negative thoughts
Absolutely.
and fears.
It suggests that these negative emotions stem from an
Yeah.
imbalance of conscience.
An imbalance of conscience.
It's like a powerful reminder
Yeah.
that our thoughts have a direct impact on our well-being
On our well-being.
and our experience of the world.
So instead of getting caught up
Yeah.
in those depressions, sicknesses, and fears, as it calls them,
Right.
we need to cultivate
Yeah.
a more positive and balanced inner state.
Exactly. And the book doesn't stop at individual well-being either.
What else?
It emphasizes transcending
Transcending.
the societal conditioning
Societal conditions.
that limit our understanding
Yeah.
and create division.
Yeah.
Remember that part about sex discrimination?
Oh, yeah.
Astonishing. Those in other realms, it's like it's holding up a mirror to our society,
It is.
challenging us to examine our biases
Yeah.
and create a more just and equitable world.
It's a call to action.
It is.
To move beyond these outdated beliefs
Yeah.
and structures.
That no longer serve humanity's evolution.
Right. And it reminds us that this evolution isn't just about personal growth.
Right.
It's about creating a world
Exactly.
that reflects the principles of unity, compassion, and justice.
Well said.
And we don't have to figure this out on our own, do we?
Right. The book talks about these missionaries helping to guide humanity's evolution.
So while we don't know exactly what these missionaries are,
Right.
it does suggest that we're not alone
We're not alone.
in this journey.
Whether it's through teachers or books
Uh-huh.
or even just those moments of synchronicity and insight,
Insight.
there's guidance available to us
Yeah.
if we're open to receiving it.
It's almost like we're all part
It is.
of this massive cosmic classroom,
A cosmic class.
learning and evolving together.
The curriculum seems to involve
Yeah.
a blend of spiritual wisdom
Okay.
and practical action.
Spiritual wisdom and practical action.
Remember how the book encourages us to use logic and science
Rocket science, yeah.
to understand the world around us?
Yeah, so it's not about rejecting one or the other,
No.
but finding a balance
Yeah, balance.
between those different ways of knowing.
That balance is essential for navigating the complexities
Exactly.
of this golden age.
We need both the wisdom of the heart
The wisdom of the heart.
and the clarity of the mind
Yeah.
to create the future we envision.
As we wrap up our deep dive into chapter 1
Yeah.
of the knowledge book,
Okay.
it's clear that this isn't just
That's the
a collection of mystical pronouncements.
Okay.
It's a call to action,
a call to action,
a blueprint for a new way of being
a new way of being.
in the world.
It's a challenge to expand our consciousness, to step into our full potential,
Yeah.
and to contribute to the creation
Yes.
of a more just compassionate and enlightened world.
And it reminds us that this journey
This journey.
is not about arriving at some fixed destination,
Right.
but about continually evolving and growing,
Evolving and growing.
both individually and collectively.
This first chapter has been a wild ride
It has.
through cosmic metaphors,
Yeah.
cryptic language, and profound insights.
Yeah, I don't know about you.
I'm feeling inspired
Me too.
to keep exploring the mysteries of the knowledge book.
I encourage you to reflect on the ideas we've talked about,
Yes.
to ponder the book's hidden meanings,
Okay.
and to discover how these teachings resonate
Yeah.
with your own experiences and
That's
aspirations.
a good point.
What does this golden age look like to you? What
Yeah.
role do you feel called to play in bringing it about?
Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning,
Yeah.
and keep those cosmic channels open.